Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashala, Koholoyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Bahashim, Rakahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well. The by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akhwaf. Best out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh to the best of their ability. Zach Nawaf is coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on this Buffalo Bills situation here with Damar Hamlin. Says he's in critical condition after suffering cardiac arrest on field. So these brothers are too young, too fit to be going through such things, and there's been a lot of that going on lately with a lot of different athletes and stuff like that, man. Even younger than this guy. You know, this shouldn't be happening. You never used to hear about stuff like this happening, or at least, you know, when I was growing up. I mean, damn, you know, you hear about an injury, you know, brother might get a broken leg, you know, sprain this, or, you know, dislocated shoulder, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We understand that, you know, there's a concussion thing that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, with I think they call it CTE, you know, Will Smith done that movie on it or whatever. But when it comes to just dropping, and you know what? I'm sure a lot of people are talking about this too. But, you know, because they supposedly have like this thing called sudden death syndrome or some crap like that. And, I mean, it's just not usual for brothers of this caliber to, you know, just drop from cardiac arrest. I mean, come on, it's, you know, it's just not, it's not feasible. But let's see if we can get this video to play. Let's see what they got to say. If not, I'll just read through it. Yeah, okay, it's looking like it's going to take a moment here to load up. So lucky I may have to just read this out. But anyway, I mean, you pretty much get it. You know, you see Jake, they crying. They don't know if he gonna die. All right, anyway, yeah, they, you know, this is not something we could just read through it. They're not going into it like that. It says Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin is in critical condition after collapsing on the field during Monday night's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. The team tweeted an update overnight saying Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest following a hit in our game versus the Bengals. His heartbeat was restored on the field, and he was transferred to UC Medical Center for further testing. He is currently sedated and listed in critical condition. That's crazy as hell, man. And it wasn't, you know, they're not saying that he got hit. Supposedly he made the hit. I didn't see this game, though. It says the remainder of the game was postponed following the injury. The NFL didn't say when the rest of the game will be played. Okay, Jordan Rooney, a family representative who said he has known the player since he was in college, told ABC's Good Morning America on Tuesday morning that Hamlin's family is in good spirit and taking it minute by minute, hour by hour, of course. Okay, Rooney said he could not give details on Hamlin's condition other than to say he's sedated. All I can say is he's fighting. He's a fighter. The game, okay, was in his final moments of the first quarter when he's 24 years old, man. That shit is crazy. 24-year-old Hamlin tackled, so he made a tackle on the Bengals receiver, T. Higgins. A correspondent from ESPN, which was broadcasting the game, said Hamlin made a hit, he got up, took a couple of steps, and then just fell to the ground. Now, I mean, only thing that you can really get from this is hey, he rolled up his sleeve and he took them things. He took them 3-pointers, you know what I'm saying, with the flagrant foul. He went to the foul line and took them you know, them jump shots, man. Either that or they're gonna find, they're gonna have to, it's gonna be some type of drugs in the system or something like that to that extent. But I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it's out there. But anyway, I just wanted to just touch on this for a hot sec, because basically, what popped up in my spirit is, to never trust thine enemy. Never trust the so-called white man. Let me go into the Apocrypha real quick. Let's get that real quick. Because see, what this man has produced amongst the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is entertainment. All Jake want to do is entertain. That's it. You ask the average person, you can just run up on them. You know what I'm saying? They may work. Shit, they can have a six-figure job, man. You can ask them. Overall, that job is more than likely something that they didn't want to do. They would have preferred to have been a singer, or an actor, or I wanted to play basketball, football, or whatever. This is, ask the average person that. And that's even amongst, a lot of other races as well. But Jake, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are Israelites, they're not given a lot of those options like that. So, Jake trying to make it out of the hood by either being a rapper, which they get killed like off that shit, playing a sport, you know what I'm saying? And one of the worst sports for him to play is football, or being a damn MMA fighter or something like that, where you can get your damn brains clobbered every single time you enter the arena, so to speak. But these are the types of things that our people were doing in slavery during the Roman Empire. I mean, and this is modern day Rome all over again. When you look at a football stadium, it's no different than being in an old ass ancient Roman Colosseum, and basically fighting for your life, so to speak, a battle, gore, because that's all Esau. This is what Esau is into. Because these people, the so-called white man, they'll actually fight with you. They get into bar brawls, man, over football teams and their favorite NBA teams, and you get to talking shit about their team, man. They don't take it. They don't look at it as a game. They look at it as, you talking about, as if you're talking about a man's wife or something, or his mama, man. They get down for their crown, man, when it comes to these teams. There's a lot of idolatry in it. A lot of idol worship, you see. Well, this is Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See? And our people put a lot of trust in this man's wicked ass system. A lot of our people, they go to Hollywood, they get all, messed over, fucked all up. Then next thing you know, they out here bugged the fuck all out of their mind, because they went into that industry trying to be an entertainer, trusting that the money was gonna be good and I'm gonna be a star, and they go through all these different things, man. They sit on the comfy couch, so to speak. They gotta do all kinds of abominable things to get these spots, man, and just sell the hell out, man. You see? Because they trust in this so-called system. They trust in the so-called white man system, man. Who do you think this guy, he went to this man's university? Now, he graduated. You know what I'm saying? I think he had he majored in communications. He actually, got his credentials in communications. He could have just been doing that. What you think he was going to see? That was something for him to basically fall back on, supposedly, after he got out of the NFL, so to speak. He probably wanted to be like how they, they have those announcers like James Brown and all them clowns that sit around on TV and shit and talk about football. You know what I'm saying? And during halftime and before they go to a damn Subway commercial break or some shit like that. But he could have just went into communications off the jump. But hey, it's a lot of money and it's tempting. It's a lot of money to play in these sports, man. But they're not making what the owners have, man. And that's a huge thing, too. But they trust in this so-called white man, They go to these combines, they let them, measure them and, just some old slave block type shit. And they trust in this so-called white man. They work hard for him. They put their bodies and, they just go through all kinds of hoops to impress this man because they trying to get that job to basically get out of the hood, man. But you can't trust this man. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. See, he gives you this illusion that this is where you should be. He gives you this illusion. He gives your parents the illusion. He gives your parents the illusion that let me get my son started in pee-wee football as soon as I possibly can. They don't send them to places where they can be tutored to become a scientist or a mathematician or let me get my son some extra classes in this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, damn if he gonna be a pianist. He's not gonna be playing no instrument. You know what I'm saying? Our people don't think about nothing. They train our children because of the so-called white man. They trust so much in this man, and he's the only way out. We have to do this to go. We have to go through his system of things to try and make it out of the hood. But who placed you there? You see? So, hey, sad thing. And if it was up to the so-called white man, they would have carted his ass right on off and continued that game. But, they would have been seen as, inhumane. So Esau kind of got to watch his steps these days. You know what I'm saying? As far as because they want to try and show you, that they're, we care. When in reality, they don't, man. It's impossible for them to care. They can't care, man. These people, they're ruthless as hell. They've always been ruthless. These are the same people that came up with a system and basically paid the so-called black woman to kick the nigga out of the house, man. Gave her Section 8, you know what I'm saying? And then it be a lot of these mamas too, these single mamas. And my baby gonna be an NFL star. My baby, cause the first thing a lot of these Jakes say is, mama, we made it. They don't say daddy or family, we made it. Mama, we made it. And then they'll look down on their dad, talking about how he wasn't around to put up and deal with his wicked ass mama. You see what I'm saying? She put him out. She didn't want to be with him no more type of deal. But anyway, that's another lesson. But you can't trust this man. Don't trust in this man and his system, man. That's why the scriptures talks about going, our daily bread. Our daily bread. Because see, Jake they want to make a life here. This is not our rest. That's why the scripture, when you go into Micah, let's get that real quick. Jake just entertainment, man. Always laughing, giggling, he. Or, just entertain, just want to be entertainment for the so-called white man. Pay attention to these football games. When you look in the audience, hell, from the cheerleaders to the audience, it's all so-called white people. You'll see a speck of a nigga here and there. But other than that, it's just so-called white people in their gladiator moment, man. And it's nothing but so-called Negroes on these basketball courts, on these football teams. You see? Entertaining the so-called white man while he's drinking this expensive ass beer and eating that pork filled nasty ass expensive ass hot dog, man. Jake got to run and go jump up in the stands and give some white boy the football, after he done made a touchdown. Just entertainment, man. Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. See? This is not our rest, man. And our people, I said it on a video, I think last night or whatever, but I was in the supermarket, just had walked in, and this older gentleman walked, he just started chatting with me like, we came in the damn supermarket together. He was talking about how, happy New Year's and this gonna be a good year for us and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I told him straight up, like, man, hey, look, if America lasts another 5 years, I'd be surprised. The hell out of here with that Happy New Year shit. But you know what that showed me is that Jake really believed that this place. They have absolutely no idea what's going on. They really believe that this place is going to carry on like it always has. And it's not, man. It's not. Here you go. I mean, come on, man. But like I said again, though, now you already know. There was only like a few players that didn't take them things, man. That didn't line up to take them things. Because you know why? Jake went out there and lined up to take them things because they wanted to make that money. There was a few, I think you had, there's a few of them so-called white boys that was putting up a fight to not take that shit. But what was being said was, okay, if you're not going to take it, then we're going to hit you, we're going to hit them pockets, man. Here you go, people, these players losing $3, $4, $50,000, $67,000, $100,000, $200,000 a game. Shit. Them niggas went out, man, and rolled them sleeves right up. Right up. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but at 24 and you having a cardiac arrest and you in the best shape of your damn life, these motherfuckers bench press 1,000 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You squat 3,000 pounds. Constantly running. You got the best of fitness trainers. You eating the best. You drinking the best water. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they in the hood and you got to deal with the bullshit of eating damn ramen noodles every night. Nutritionists on deck, the best of the doctors. And you trying to tell me that a 24-year-old, he just collapsed and had a cardiac arrest on national TV? But you know what, though? That was all by the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The Lord made that happen, man. And let's get that. The Lord made that happen. And you got a lot of these players, man, you know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of players just like, fuck it, I retire. A lot of that has been going on. Like, you never used to see that before. Young. Like, when they could have put 10 more years in, made more money, and they just like, man, you know what? Fuck that. I'm out of here. For real. I'm not trying to go out with the mushy brains, man. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. See? The Lord is the one that wounds and the one that heals. So if this guy comes back from this, it's going to be the Lord, Yahweh. You trying to tell me this guy is out there in New York and he hasn't heard of the Hebrew Israelites? You trying to tell me this guy didn't hear about Kyrie and his situation with the Hebrews to Negroes movie? Sparked some type of attention. Camps all over the place. And then you got all these people out here talking about praying for him and the family. And who do you think they're talking about when they saying that? They talking to you about praying to white Jesus, a goddamn idol, to bring this man back so he can go back out on the field, man. And even if he was to come back from this, this so-called cardiac arrest hookup, it would be very, very hard for him to, them teams is going to be like, you know what, we can't fuck with you, man. You're a liability. You're a liability. And ain't no telling how many more people, that's gone. Because a lot of people took that thing, man. That's why, man. He gave us the spirit of saying, fuck that, man. Because I can remember, I had to go through a whole process of letting, going through the religious exemption hookup and everything. And I was like, well, shit, I'm going to give it a try. But if that don't work, I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to do that shit to keep no job. Then everybody else that I work with, they actually went out and took that shit. You know? So, hey, we'll see how it works out, man. We'll see how it works out. You know, and like I said, I'm not sure exactly if that's what happened, but you best believe, you best for damn sure believe that that's the thoughts that's running through a lot of people's head out here in these Americas, man. A lot of people, especially the ones that was already against the bullshit to begin with. Because, hey, you got people that know for a fact, they telling you, my family member, soon when they took that thingy, they out of here. And then what was they saying? Oh, well, you know, there's going to be some adverse reactions from some people, but it's, you know, it's for the better good of the entire, you know, it's better that a few basically, you know, die for the, you know, the sake of the majority, so to speak. But anyway, man, I just wanted to touch on this. Hey, it sends signals through your head. But I would say, hey, look, never trust this man. Never trust thine enemy, man. Never trust this man. You can't. It's high time to awake out of sleep. We're living in the last of the last days. And Jake just want to play some goddamn sports, man. And entertain this man. You ought to be sick of tap dancing for this jigaboo for this motherfucker, man. You know? I'm sure he just went to college, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Well, you know, my main goal is to make the NFL, but I'll take up these communication classes just in case. Anyway, man. Hey, with that, hey, don't trust this man, man. Hey, we'll see the results as to what's going to come out. Because if they not saying that he went out and had a hard night and took some hard drugs or some shit, and that was the results of it, then you got to really question yourself as to what really happened, man. At 24 years old. Come on, man. Come the fuck on, man. Straight up, man. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame, inshallah.